Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's morning briefing.
Israeli army officials reported over 1,000 Gazan citizens rioting along the northern Gaza-Israel border yesterday. And according to the army spokesperson, the rioters hurled stones and debris at troops along the fence and burnt tires. IDF troops responded with rubber bullets, tear gas, and where necessary, live fire. Gaza officials reported 24 wounded and 1 dead, a 15-year-old who died of wounds sustained from a tear gas canister which reportedly struck him in the head. This death brings the total toll to around 193 Palestinians killed since March 30th, when the Palestinian March of Return protests began. Aside from massive demonstrations along the fence with Israel demanding the right of Palestinian return, there have been Palestinian bombing attempts, enormous tire fires, Molotov cocktails, destruction of the security fence and infrastructure leading into the Strip, sniper fire killing an Israeli soldier, rocket fire, and near daily incendiary balloons that have destroyed hundreds of acres of forest, nature reserves, and agriculture. Just yesterday alone, Israel Fire Services reported at least 5 blazes caused by incendiary balloons launched over the border. Israel holds the Palestinian terrorist organization Hamas, which controls the Gaza Strip, responsible. German Chancellor Angela Merkel arrived in Israel last night, beginning her 2-day visit with Israeli officials. Arriving in Jerusalem, she and Netanyahu didn't make any public statements, but they did reportedly hold some talks after dinner at the Prime Minister's residence. Merkel is joined in her visit by over a dozen different German ministers, and this will make the 7th such government-to-government meeting between Israel and Germany in the last decade. She will not be meeting, however, with Palestinians or visiting Ramallah during her stay. Today, Merkel visited the Yad Vashem Holocaust Memorial for the 3rd time to receive her 3rd honorary degree from an Israeli university. In addition, Merkel and her delegation will meet with President Rivlin and sign a number of international economy deals. According to the Prime Minister's office, such agreements will include declarations of intent for exchanges of information on technology and projects involving AI, cyber defense, and nanotechnology, as well as research and development in electrochemistry, oceanography, cancer research, water technologies, and more. Not all is without controversy, however. This meeting was originally meant to be held in May 2017, but was postponed due to Germany's objection to Israeli settlement policies. And apart from regional security issues involving Iran, Russia, and Syria, etc., Merkel is also expected to bring up the planned demolition of Bedouin village Khan al-Amal. The German Chancellor already made clear her opposition to the eviction of the Khan al-Amal Bedouin families, and will reportedly discuss this issue with Netanyahu today. But the illegally built village is still scheduled for demolition tomorrow. Palestinians and opposition party members from Israel and Germany are calling on Merkel to intervene in the demolition, but the outcome of her objections still remains to be seen. Following the devastating earthquake and tsunami that hit Indonesia last week, Israel is reportedly sending aid. On Friday, the 7.5 magnitude quake hit the island of Sulawesi in central Indonesia, resulting in over 1,400 people killed on this Pacific island nation. Survivors number roughly 200,000, among them tens of thousands of children, and the United Nations stated that they are in urgent need of food and clean water. That's why Israel, which does not have diplomatic relations with Indonesia, still sent water purifiers through the Red Cross to the disaster-hit areas. The report stated that a delegation of Israeli aid workers was preparing to travel to the region in the coming days as well. Deputy Minister for Diplomacy Michael Oren tweeted that sending the aid to Indonesia, the world's largest Muslim country, showed Israel's, quote, compassion and humanity for our willingness to share our expertise, end quote. The Foreign Ministry has yet to confirm if and when aid will be sent, though, but in the past, Israel has sent large delegations to disaster-stricken areas and has continuously offered to send help to countries with whom Israel has no diplomatic relations. Teams from the Israeli army provided rescue and medical services after earthquakes occurred in Turkey, Haiti, the Philippines, and most recently Nepal back in 2015. And last year, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu offered aid to earthquake victims in Iran and Iraq as well. Those offers were denied. Herzliya-based internet security group NSO has often been in headlines recently, especially with respect to their using their Pegasus spyware to turn smartphones into listening devices. Well, the group has now also been criticized for selling the technology to Saudi Arabian officials, who've allegedly used it to spy on journalists and political dissidents. Pegasus is able to hack individuals by sending them text messages with an attached link. When the user clicks on the link, Pegasus is downloaded onto the device and infects it. The software tracks calls, collects passwords, reads text messages and emails, records calls, and can even trace where the user is through a GPS system. The technology was most recently used to spy on Omar Abdulaziz, a 27-year-old Saudi Arabian man who sought asylum in Canada. The hacking occurred during a dispute between Canada and Saudi Arabia after Canada criticized the Saudis' human rights record. In response, Riyadh expelled Canada's ambassador. In the past, Israeli companies have been criticized for selling software that monitors communications to countries including Colombia, Trinidad, and Uganda. But NSO argues that it does not operate the software for its clients, it just develops it. And NSO Group's agreement with customers requires that the products be used in a lawful manner, such as the prevention or investigation of crimes. That hasn't always been the case, though, as the Canadian Citizen Lab researchers have been able to point out. The Citizen Lab has been able to confirm with high confidence the illegal use of Pegasus in many cases, including the case of Mr. Abdulaziz, and says that any such use of the eavesdropping technology by a foreign government would constitute illegal wiretapping.
That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.